I just got back from hanging out with some friends, and I needed to journal about something. So the last one, I cut. First of all, I ended it with Lucille Ball saying, "I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you," and then Desi Arnaz saying, "I love you too, honey," or however he talks. And I think it's bullshit that people that love each other can't figure it out until it's too late. Um, and then it's just, I'm not gonna live like that. I promise. There's no fucking way. Um, but I was gonna say I cut that video short. Not short. I went longer than I wanted to because I had to go somewhere. Yesterday, I was hanging out with somebody, and we went to Laguna Beach. And as we were pulling into the main street, I saw a license plate in front of me that was like 444 MM44. I don't know how many fucking, but M, I Googled it. M in numerology is also four, so it was seven fours in a row. I was like, okay, so I'm supposed to be here. And we had great conversations like about spirituality and stuff. And then I told uh, my companion that I'm going to do this spiritual class. So we went to dinner. Um, the dress of the place was 222, like, and then I woke up this morning and my stomach was upset. Um, there was coconut milk in something that I ate, and I guess I'm not okay with that. So I drive to. I'm on my way to this spiritual lesson class. I told my friend yesterday that if I see a sign at all to not go, I'm not going because I was kind of my intuition said that it's not good. Like I asked, the lady teaches. It's called a mystery school. They're teaching the stuff that I read about, and like if there's a God and if there's spiritual stuff, and I like, what am I doing learning anything else? Like I obviously have taken to it. I should develop my ability to figure out what's going on here, like how to talk to God, how to make God happy, who I'm supposed to be with, all the shit. I like at least have a direction. I thought, but I texted the lady that runs the class, um, and I was like, "Hey, do you know anything about numerology?" And she's like, "Yeah, what do you want to know?" I was like, "Well, I've been seeing 333 a lot, and I want to know what it means." And she said something about manifesting. She said, like, whatever she said didn't really resonate with me. It's like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? I read that already, and it doesn't really stick. And she's like, you could really benefit from one of my healing sessions. And like, she sent me a link to something that described what she does. And I click on the link, and then, like, in the world, I see a sign that says, uh, no bueno. So I listened to that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not interested in that. I'm more academically interested in this subject. And I also don't believe that you give up your sovereignty to somebody. There's no such thing as a healer. Someone can guide you to heal yourself. Nobody is putting, God did not give power to someone to put their hands on you and heal your sickness. Doesn't exist. So anyone selling you something like that, you're exchanging your energy and your sovereignty in exchange for temporary, like it's a placebo effect, if anything. And if there is a spiritual part component to it, you are exchanging your spiritual energy to demons in exchange for temporary comfort. Google that too. Go ahead. I didn't make that up. I read it. So in either case, it doesn't cure your problems. Like you're gonna have to keep going. Does that make sense? Like you got to figure out your own power. You got to just like me conquering my demons, right? So, um, she said, do this healing thing. I said, no, thank you. And then I was like, okay, if I see a bad sign about this lady at all, then if I see a bad sign on my way to this place, I'm not going. I'm just not going to do it. Because I understand that I'm being guided. I understand synchronicity is the universe talking to me. So if I sometimes listen, sometimes don't, what does that tell you? Like it's either we're doing this or we fucking ain't doing it. And I still see 333 a lot. So, uh, anyways, I drive 30 minutes. I'm like 5 minutes away, and I'm like, my stomach is fucked. Like, I have a problem. I'm not gonna make it through 4 hours of this like Saturday school type class. I stop at a gas station. I get Pepto Bismol. I inhale it. I get back on the road, and my GPS isn't updating. I'm like, fucking, what the hell? Just keep doing what you were doing. What's the problem? And then I like scroll ahead to see where I'm supposed to go, and I'm like, I'm supposed to make a right. Is it this street? Is that street? It's that city. All every street looks the same. And I make a right or whatever. I turn, and I see I restart the app, re-navigate, and I'm like, okay, I made the wrong turn, but I can go through these side streets. And I look up and I see exactly the sign that I said, if I see this, I'm not going. I'm like, first of all, could you have shown me earlier why, like, I'm walking distance away? And I'm like, there's no fucking, like, come on. I should at least go in and say hi. I should, like, drive by the place, see if it looks spooky. I don't know. And I was like, I said out loud to the universe, if I see this, I'm not going. So I was like, fuck it, I'm turning around. So I called my friend and I was like, remember how I said this? I'm not going because exactly what I thought would happen happened. And she's telling me like, your intuition is sharp and you should listen to it, and you're directly connected to God. So what do you need to learn from these people anyways? And as I'm sitting at a stop light, I see a car making a turn, and it was the exact same car with 7 fours. The same exact. I have a picture of it. The same exact car passed my. I was like, and this was the like I'm on the phone with the person who saw it with me, and I was like, hey, like fucking synchronicity. And then they were blown away, and like I can't believe it. Like this is so profound, and you're definitely being guided. Like, and the comfort again, like it's a very strange thing because I don't hear like an angelic voice. I don't feel anyone like with me. But I know God is always with me, right? It's weird because it's like eerily quiet. I feel like I've been bowling with the bumpers up. I had like a sharp pain in the back of my head. I don't know if that's related to anything, but I thought it was profound. And of course, like I didn't go, so I don't know what would have happened. But I'll tell you what, the times that I said, if I see this, or ignored that intuition and just went to the thing anyway, something bad always happened. Something bad always happened. Um, so anytime I ignored it or didn't believe in it or whatever, there was a consequence. And like, how many times does it happen before you're like, okay, let me, you know, like, do I think I would have died? No. Do I think that um, the teacher lady works for the devil? No. But Like, also maybe fucking, I don't know. I just know that that wasn't my path. So no to the rest of that stuff. Um, Here's the other thing. I want to talk about social media. I don't have any social media. The only thing I do is this, and it's on YouTube, and nobody really watches it. So it's not like it's not a thing. But I was talking to a friend today, and she was talking about how it seems like her social media feed feeds all of her fears and insecurities, specifically tailored to make her feel insecure, make her feel not good enough, make her consume. Because, like, I mean, this is a, you don't have to believe it's a, the evil eye and the devil and satanic shit. But these people that run this shit are masters at psychology. Masters at psychology. Um, you should look into it. So they know how the human brain works, and they know how to program the human brain. And it's no coincidence, like my spiritual awakening or my self discovery or my ability to take control over my life, whatever you want to call it. I deleted social media. I watched my diet. I I isolated myself, which is a hard thing to do in this world. I isolated myself completely, and I'm still, like I hung out with my friends tonight, but as people that I don't really see often, and they drove up from San Diego, so I, you know, it's nice to know that even when I isolate myself and I go into a hole, like these people still love me. They're very sweet. And they say it like it's nice to, like, oh, thank you, like I believe that you do, thank you. um, but the isolation, when you're isolated, Rumi said that remember, when God has sent everyone else away, it's so that it's only you and him. So my ability to understand the world and how it's talking to me came from me isolating. It came from me purifying my body. Like, we apparently have a spiritual antenna that's numb every time we drink or have caffeine or sugar or any of these types of stimulants or substances. And you don't, again, you can Google it. I fucking looked it up. You know, how dare you think you know better than me without looking into it? You fuck. Um, and without trying it. Why don't you try it before poo pooing my ideas, douchebag? So, uh, like I felt today, like I was like really excited. I was like there. I mean, what are the odds? It was such a random occurrence that it counts directly as this is a synchronicity. The same car, same license plate crossed my path after I listened to a warning synchronicity, which is a type of synchronicity. You can look it up. So whether it's God, my higher self, it's my guardian angel, I can't tell you. No one's speaking to me in English. Someone whispers shit to me in Latin when I'm asleep, apparently, but um, that's a different thing. I don't know if I journaled about that, but I still wonder what that shit is about. And I think I realized what the dream was telling me, the dream about the siren. I'm not going to say it out loud because you don't give the devil notice, but I understand now. Like, oh, okay. Famidam. Famidam. So I can spell that in Farsi. Um, so I had that like remarkable synchronicity and listen to the universe talk to me. And then I go back to like, okay, but what now? So I thought like while I have free time, I should learn something about the universe I'm in. I should meet like-minded people, and I'm like, where do you meet them other than like I got that idea from a girl that wanted to date me. So I was like, spiritual class. Oh, okay, maybe there's you know people like me there, and maybe there's bad people. Maybe that's what. Maybe the class is fine, but there's someone there that I shouldn't have been around. I don't fucking know, but I don't question it now. Like if I get a sign, I'm like, thank you God, got it. She's toxic. Understood. We don't have to do this again. Um, I I still feel like you know I think I followed synchronicity into situations that were uncomfortable, knowing that I'll get out of it, knowing that I'll always find like once you find your center, like it was almost like a test to see like how far can we go down this road and I can still find my way back. And like happy to report, like thank fucking God. Thank fucking God I know how to find my like the breadcrumbs are still on the floor. Like, this way, this way, this way. This is how you do it. Um, I intended this one to be short because it's really late at night right now, and it's kind of a follow up to the earlier one. It was like the second half of whatever that was. Um, the one that ended with "I love Lucy" and started with my dream. I hope I keep having dreams like this because it's fun to analyze. It's fun to be like, oh, this is what that means, and this is the like also to be on a hero's journey and experience a dream that directly correlates with the hero's journey. Um, just FYI, I believe Odysseus, in order to get past the sirens, he had his crewmates put beeswax in their ears and they tied him to the mast so he wouldn't be tempted. Uh, I don't think there's anything significant about that, but that's the story. It's an interesting story. And it also has a Freudian theme. Like Freud was saying that, like Oedipus. Oh, that's it. That's a different guy. Oedipus is the one that killed his dad and did something to his mom. This is Odysseus. It's not my fault. Greek mythology used the same prefixes. Um, yeah, those are two different stories. Both heroes' journeys, though. I think different author. I don't know which one came first. Do you know the story of Perseus was supposed to be the first Persian? It's a Greek story, so it's not good. I think Perseus is the one who kills Medusa. That's something. Well, anything more? Synchronicities abound. I think I have to meditate. I think I just have to learn how to, like, if is something helping me, I should learn how to communicate with it better. And I've been praying. It's a new thing. Started making my bed for the first time in my life like 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. I don't know. Every day. And then now, for the first time at 39, now I'm praying all the time. Um, and I'm praying in a way that I learned from spiritual teachers, which is like, thank you, God, for resolving this issue. You speak as if you speak, like our voices have power. So you speak things into existence, which is why you also have to be careful with how you think and speak about yourself. Because words cast spells, that's why it's called spelling. You're creating that energy in the world to validate that. You know what I mean? Like if you have a negative opinion about yourself, telling people and telling yourself that is a very, very bad thing to be doing. The world's hard enough as it is. Like you should be on your own team, don't you think? Um, yeah. I wanted to talk about the I Love Lucy thing more, but it's just uh, it's just a sad reality that love isn't enough for anybody here now these days. In the old days, they didn't even have love. They're just like, I'll do the farming, you feed the kids, and don't talk so much, or I'll fucking hit you. Those were the days. Um, Now, after that tasteless domestic violence joke, I'm going to say goodnight. um, I'm very fortunate to have great friends, great people that are on the spiritual path that I could share my stories and progress with. And I haven't anticipated having so much to talk about. But I know that I'm in the middle of something. It's something that I've gone through a few times. And this time around, I want to, every step of the way, have something to look back at because I know I'm in the middle of something important. Like the signs and stuff that I'm seeing, like something big is on the horizon. And I believe my ability to alchemize my pain and like understand the world I'm living in and other people better, um, one completely resolves any pain, but also to prepares me for the next thing. I know that everything is a test for uh, my ultimate augmentation, my ultimate, the process of purifying gold is you burn all the other bullshit away. Um, so yeah, like if I didn't have if I didn't have God isolating me, I wouldn't figure things out. I'd be running from my problems. I'd be keeping busy and staying in an unconscious state. Um, I went to I went inside a couple of bars with my friends, and it's funny that like even looking around is like I don't think these people are having fun either. Like I'm not missing anything. It was kind of depressing, actually. Uh, it's weird that everybody's like looking for an escape or looking for fun or whatever, and you really should just be happy and fun on your own without anything. Um, and that is definitely what I'm working towards. Like I need to be back at that place that I was, where I was happy every day, regardless of circumstances. And the trick doing that without any type of psychedelics or drugs or whatever, um, I know the path. I just have to follow it. And it is my fault. I kept deviating from my path, thinking like, oh, God is telling me to go this direction. but I need to use my discernment more. Um, I think that's also what my dream was telling me. Like, I can't I can't change the nature of something just because you know, idealize the world I live in. I mean, it is what it is. So realizing, accepting that, and understanding my path and my path forward is like all this stuff I've been experiencing is for something ultimately, and I just have to basically trust God, which is like if you're gonna trust someone, there's no better person to trust. But it is really frustrating to not know what's on the horizon, to not know what the next step is. Um, I know there's another test coming up soon. Call it intuition. Um, but yeah, I know I'm going to pass that one. I'm worried about the one after that. So I guess we'll see. I'm being purposely vague. You don't give the devil notice. Um, I think that's it. Damn, I still talk for a long time. Okay, I'm not going to sleep, but for you, good night. Thank you for coming along with me on this journey. By the way, it's going to be like interesting to see what happens. Thank you. Bye.